It's me, Mario! Hello!
Greetings and salutations. I'm... They don't? Oh. Well, I'm producer guy Phil, but you can call me PGP for short. Now, while I am no stranger myself to this whole YouTube thing, I am, however, a little new to making videos for the YouTube video game community. So long story short, I love watching reviews, I love watching LPs, and I love watching game hunting, and so after a little bit of thinking, I decided to be a huge, blast for me to just join in. So, I hope you enjoy. So to start off this whole channel experience, I figured that I would not only talk about one of the greatest games for the Nintendo 64, but one of my personal favorites, and that is Super Mario 64. This game was released in 1996 for the Nintendo 64 and was one of their 2 launch titles, along with Pilotwings 64 of course. Another great game, and boy were we all in for a surprise. This game took everything you knew about gaming at the time, turned it on its head, and spun it like a bottle at a tween party. The first time we saw Mario in a 3D world, or any 3D world for that matter, was just mind-blowing. Say goodbye to side-scrolling. Say goodbye to auto-scrolling, well, at least for now, and say hello to the future. Plus, you gotta admit, those cool moves you could see for the first time were pretty awesome. You know what I'm talking about, the backflip, triple jump, and my personal favorite, the launch jump. Super Mario 64 was definitely a game changer. Now I'm sure if you're watching this, you already know the premise of most Super Mario games, but somehow, in case you skipped this one or just don't know, which you shouldn't have skipped it, I'm going to fill you in. Roll the footage. I've always wanted to say that.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for thee. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Ah, the promise of cake. It's definitely more than enough incentive for any man to drop everything he's doing and be on his merry way. Shut up, Box. So anyway, with cake on the mind, Mario makes his way to the castle. But when he enters, he notices there's 2 very, very important things wrong with this picture. 1, no princess. And 2, even worse, there's no cake. Upon further inspection, Mario realizes that Bowser's kidnapped the princess and... Wait. He kidnapped the princess in her own castle? Where were you on that one, Toad? Useless bastard. Along with the princess, Bowser's taken all the power stars and turned the portraits in the castle into their own worlds. It now becomes our duty to retrieve the power stars, rescue the princess, and save the day.
Here we go!
This has to be one of, if not one of, the best parts of the entire game. I touched on Mario's abilities before, but I barely scratched the surface of this game's tight gameplay. Its controls are absolutely fluid and easy to use. Plus, one of the funnest things to do is that you can chain 2 or 3 or 4 moves together and have one crazy parkourish adventure. I do recommend maybe practicing some of the moves in the courtyard just for fun, because they will definitely help you get some of the tougher stars in the future. I mean, overall, the controls over time will feel like natural to you, and you will be moving like it's nothing. It will be almost like breathing. I mean, 17 years to this day, it still holds up, and that is saying something. At the time, the control stick was still pretty new to everybody who was coming from a D-pad. So adjusting to that and being comfortable with it took some time, but the thing about Mario 64 was that you had that time to just walk or run around just to get used to it. Of course, the whole Z button on the back was pretty cool as well, and it would become a staple in N64 platformers such as Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64. But like the stick, players also had time to practice with it, to learn the backflip and to learn the lunge jump, and you weren't pressured to really master the controls immediately, and I think that helped the game. For the younger players who just were moving from their parents' Super Nintendo to their own system, I mean, that was me, and after maybe a couple hours, I felt like I could just take on the whole game right there. Do you hear that? Do you hear that song? I am dead serious when I say that it will be stuck in your head for the rest of time. It is that damn catchy. Oh. As cool as it was to listen to the 8-bit and 16-bit music from the previous two consoles, it was pretty cool hearing CD quality music for the first time in the Mario days. Nowadays that is all common, but hearing it for that first time just made it feel bigger. Every song in this game had memorable hooks, and especially the music in the Bowser levels. I mean, listen to this last song, just take a listen. It just has that perfect feel and atmosphere for a final battle. Like most other Mario and Nintendo games, it was composed by Koji Kondo, who is a huge inspiration to me and my music. He essentially wrote the soundtrack to my entire childhood, and all these songs are a part of them. As for the visual part, at the time it was extraordinary. The full 3D scenery was truly magnificent, from the courtyard of Peach's castle to the world and even the castle. Sure, the graphics weren't top-notch, as they are now, but for '96, they were sure pretty damn impressive. I think my favorite levels, cosmetically, were Cool Cool Mountain and Big Boo's Haunt. Cool Cool Mountain because it made you feel like, well, you were on an actual mountain. And the snow, the ice, and the penguins were definitely a nice touch. Big Boo's Haunt, however, because the whole haunted house brought back the best memory from Super Mario World, because all those levels were my favorite. And all the rooms inside are actually really well done and were creepy. Plus, I always loved the carousel. I love this thing.
Here we go!
Honestly, what can I say that hasn't been said already? This game has it all. A simple, not complicated story, fun gameplay, great levels, catchy music, and of course it keeps with the Mario tradition in secrets. I mean, sure, the secrets were part of the main storyline, and they were with the stars, but some of them were pretty tricky to find. I mean, I didn't know you can get 2 stars in the Princess's Secret slide until I was like 14. Yeah. And plus, you know you went to school back in the day and was like, I got all the secret stars, and your friend was like, I got more. And then you guys had like this internal competition. No? It was just me? Damn. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of my review. Be sure to maybe give it a like if you liked it. If not, hey, that's cool. I'm not for everybody. And subscribe, and maybe tell me what you want to see. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, like reviews, maybe some game hunting, maybe an LP in the future, you know, once I get good. I'm not going to say I'm the best gamer, but I do like to play. Have a good night, or morning, or afternoon.
Mario, get your shit together, bro. You got to know this princess isn't worth these extra lives. Just let her go, Mario. You're an next level bro, and she's a jump too short when the clock is running low. Hey Mario, get your shit together. Hey Mario,